you're just joining us, Channel 4. We've been at this for a while. Before I get into tonight, I want to be very clear about something. What I'm about to describe is not theoretical. It's not philosophy. It's not me sitting in a chair thinking about something. I went into the field. I collected data, and what I found contradicts everything they've been teaching you about the nature of time. If you've been told that time is relative, that it bends, that it stretches, I need you to set that aside. A man on a train does not age differently than a man on a platform. I have the results, and the results say no. Albert Einstein, 1905, a clerk, a patent clerk, sitting at a desk in an office in Switzerland, looking out the window at a train. And from that window, from a chair, from a desk, this man decides that time itself bends depending on how fast you're moving. He didn't go anywhere. He didn't ride the train. He didn't set up instruments. He didn't take measurements. He didn't even leave the building. He sat in a chair and thought about it. That's not research. That's daydreaming. And they gave him a prize for it. Now I want to be fair. I am not a scientist. I have never claimed to be a scientist. A scientist needs a hypothesis and funding. What I do is research, field research, observational analysis. There is a legal distinction, and I am not going to explain it again. But I will say this. Einstein never ran a field test. I did. Einstein had a thought experiment. I had a Tilt-a-Whirl. One of us went into the field. Here's what they claim. They claim that time passes at different rates depending on your velocity relative to another observer. They call it time dilation, frame of reference, inertial systems. I know these words. I've read the literature. I checked out 4 books from the county library on special and general relativity. I took notes in pencil. I still have them, and I'll tell you what I found. The vocabulary is impressive. The vocabulary is designed to make you feel like you're too stupid to ask questions. Lorentz transformation, space-time curvature, geodesic. These are not explanations. These are barriers. You know what's underneath the vocabulary? A man who says that if you fly fast enough, you age slower than your brother on the ground. And they want you to accept this because the math says so. The math is a language, and languages can be used to lie. I deal in observations. You can't fake an observation. I wore 2 watches for a month. One on my wrist, one on the desk. Same time every morning, same time every night. I drove, I walked, I sat, I slept. End of the month, both watches identical, to the second. Now they'll tell you the difference is too small to measure at everyday speeds. How convenient. The effect is real, but you can't see it. You just have to trust the math. That's not physics, that's religion. And while we're at it, the speed of light. They say nothing can travel faster than light. 186,000 miles per second. That's the limit. Nothing goes faster. It's not possible. A speed limit implies a legislator. Someone chose that number. Someone set the limit. That's not a natural law. That's policy. There are natural laws. Gravity is a natural law. Things fall. I accept that. I've tested it. But a universal maximum speed that nothing in the entire cosmos is allowed to exceed, that's not gravity. That's a regulation. And nobody asks who wrote it. Nobody asks who enforces it. They just accept the speed limit and go about their day. All right, the test. Summer of '82, my associate Ronnie had secured a temporary position at the state fair. I won't go into why. It's not relevant. The point is Ronnie had access, unlimited access to the midway after hours. And I saw an opportunity. If time dilation is caused by velocity and acceleration, then a centrifuge should produce a measurable difference. That's what they claim. You spin something fast enough, time should slow down for the thing that's spinning. A carnival ride is a centrifuge, the zipper, 5 Gs of rotational force in a confined cabin. The Tilt-a-Whirl, variable angular momentum across multiple axes. These are not toys. These are instruments. They just don't know it. Gary and I each carried a precision chronometer. Swiss-grade, split-second mechanisms I acquired from a surplus catalog, rated to 1/10 of a second. These were not cheap. I won't say what I paid. I rode the zipper. Gary rode the Tilt-a-Whirl. We synchronized our chronometers before and compared after. The zipper, identical readings. To the 10th, the Tilt-a-Whirl. Gary was 3 seconds slow. And now their theory says the person in motion should experience less time. Gary was in motion. Gary's clock should have been fast, Not slow, fast. 3 seconds in the wrong direction. That's not confirmation. That's a contradiction. And we needed a third test to break the tie. The kiddie coaster, fixed track, low velocity, controlled environment, repeatable runs. This was the tiebreaker. I designed a braking protocol. The car needed to stop at a precise point on the track for a synchronized reading. We installed a calibrated braking mechanism at the apex of the first turn. Everything was accounted for. The chronometers were set. Gary was in the car. I was at the base with the second chronometer. Ronnie was operating the ride. The first run was clean. Car launched, hit the turn, engaged the braking mechanism. Full stop. Gary recorded his reading. I recorded mine. Second run. Car launches, hits the turn, and the mechanism shifted. The car caught the edge, rode up, and left the track. Nobody was hurt. I want to be clear about that. Nobody was hurt. Gary rolled out. The car came to rest on the grass, but within minutes, there were people there. Not fair security. People in plain clothes. And Ronnie was terminated on the spot, not for negligence, for access. They cut off our access because the data from Run 1 was going to change everything, and someone couldn't let Run 2 happen. The coaster didn't derail. It was sabotaged. The mechanism was interfered with between runs. And the only people who knew our schedule were me, Gary, Ronnie, and whoever was listening. Yeah, Gary, yeah, I'm telling it right now. The fare. Right. The braking mechanism. No, I know it shifted. That's what I'm saying. Gary's confirming the timeline. He was in the car. He felt it leave the track. Right. And your chronometer read was...
Morley.
I'm on the phone, Mom.
Ronnie is on the phone up here. He says you're talking about the fare.
Ronnie's listening. Hold on. What's he saying?
He says you derailed a roller coaster because you put a giant piece of wood on the track.
That is a gross oversimplification of a calibrated braking mechanism.
He says it was a wheel chopped from his van.
It was repurposed. It was shaped and positioned to function as a precision stopping device. Gary, are you hearing this? Tell Ronnie that the mechanism was calibrated. What do you mean you don't remember the calibration? You watched me put it on the track, Gary.
Ronnie says it wasn't even an experiment. He says you two were just messing around.
It was not an experiment. He's right about that. It was a test, a carefully planned, high-precision field test. I used Swiss-grade chronometers that I acquired from a surplus catalog. There is a difference. One is science, the other is observation. And I'm not going to let Ronnie, of all people, rewrite what happened out there.
He says he got fired because of you.
Ronnie got fired because the results were going to change everything and someone couldn't let that happen.
He says you owe him $40.
I don't owe Ronnie $40. I'll call you back. I need to... Hold on. I need to regroup. Nobody go anywhere. Listen, before I step away, go to every clock in your house right now and set it 3 minutes fast. Everyone, don't tell anyone you did it. And if someone in your household notices and sets one of them back, you'll know which one of them is reporting. I'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
2 9 1 3 7 2 9 1 8 4 6 0 2 8 4 6 0 2 7 3 6 5 6 3 7 3 6 5 6 3 6 F 6 E 6 4 7 3 6 F 6 E 6 4 7 3 Attention 5 9 3 1 7 5 9 3 1 7 2 6 8 4 0 2 6 8 4 0 7 1 9 5 3 7 1 9 5 3 Station 4 Message continues 4 0 2 8 6 4 0 2 8 6 1 3 7 9 2 1 3 7 9 2 8 6 4 2 0 8 6 4 2 0 5 7 1 3 9 5 7 1 3 9 0 2 4 6 8 0 2 4 6 8 6 7 6 1 7 2 7 9 6